Hi, everyone, and welcome to my very first launch event. Now, believe it or not, I started this business 2.5 years ago, and this is my launch event 2.5 years later. I'm a little bit delayed. I'm a little bit late, but as they say, better late than never. So I really wanted to have this event because I need to share this with the world. And as much as I've been sharing it, I haven't shared it with my close friends and family, and some people don't even know what I've been doing, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to do a launch event. I'm going to invite you, and you're going to come so I can tell you what I've been doing for the past 2.5 years and what I started doing. And on this call, I will also have two of my good friends speaking because they've been on the same journey as I have. And it's just been so rewarding in so many different ways. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for taking this time out of your day to be here with me and to support me in this endeavor, this adventure that's already started. But I'm just so grateful that you're all here. I'm like so touched, I want to cry. All right, so without further ado, I will share my story first, and then I will have my darling friend Allison share her story, and Alice, and then we'll present to you what it is that we have to offer in the world. So this is what happened to me. This is my story. 3 years ago, 3 years and a month, exactly, I was introduced to superfoods. At the time I had a 2.5-year-old son. I had my new jewelry business. I'm a jeweler, I'm an artist, I'm an artisan. So I was doing a lot of markets, and I was exhausted, and I wouldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep at night. It'd been years. Since my first pregnancy, I had stopped sleeping at night. I was waking up at 2 in the morning and couldn't fall back asleep until 6 or 7 a.m. And then you had to wake up. And, it took some time for me to realize that I was an insomniac. I've been plant-based for 14 years and I was already eating well, right? But there was something that was missing. Everybody kept telling me, oh, well, Kieve, you're a new mom and you're a business owner, and it's normal for you to be exhausted, because in this society, in this fast run society, we normalize being exhausted. We normalize overworking. We normalize this 9-to-5 job in the society that we live in. And to me, that was already something that I didn't do, which is why I became a business owner. That's why I became self-employed, was because I didn't want to have a 9-to-5. I didn't want to have someone telling me what to do. And so anyways, in that moment, I was exhausted anyways. And I met my friend Allison, and she came up to me with these superfoods. And at first I was very resistant because they came in this silver pouch, all right? And it comes in a powder form. And I thought that was odd. I was like, this is not real food. I don't want to touch that. I don't know what you're presenting to me, but I don't touch powdered food unless it's cinnamon, salt, or pepper. And so she ripped off this little sticker and she said, Kieve, here, read the ingredients. And so I read the ingredients, and they were all foods that I was already putting into my smoothie every single morning. So you've got chia, you've got quinoa, you've got spirulina. We'll talk about it. But so in that moment, when I read the ingredients, I was like, wow, okay, these are just raw dehydrated organic foods that I'm already consuming anyway, And so this is how at this point, I just wanted to support my friend who was launching her business. And because I could read the ingredients, I was like, oh, okay, I'll try. And within 2 months of nourishing my body with this, all of a sudden, I had energy. And this I only remember because I read it in my journal a year later. I went back into my journal and I was like, oh my God, that's when I started having more energy. Cool. And so two months in, I had more energy and I was sleeping well. All right. And that's when I realized that something had been missing in my life, and it was these superfoods. And they were so fast and they were so convenient and easy to use that it just made it it's like I was already busy. I didn't want to have to think about things, right? I don't want to think about, oh, I have to cook this meal to be like super healthy, which I was already doing. I just needed to add this to my daily life already. Sorry. Okay, I have a dog who's doing something crazy. So it was so easy that in that moment I was like, okay, well, wow, this is great. I feel great. It's easy to use. I can bring it on the go. I can go camping, traveling. I can go to work with this. And it was just so easy to add these nutrients to my diet without thinking about it. It takes 2 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day. And so in that moment, I was like, I need to share this with all the moms. Like, moms need this. Moms are running all over the place, from soccer practice to school to dance classes to karate classes to their work to their job to pick up. We're running all over the place. All entrepreneurs, all the business people that I know, like, they're just stopping and going at all the restaurants, eating fast food all the time, and they're not like nourishing their bodies properly. Right, because it's too complicated. I work at the airport, you know, you're working at like 3 in the morning, and I would run to the Java U to like go to get a snack because I didn't have time to make myself a lunch because I was working like ridiculous hours and I was going to school at the same time. So I knew that there had to be, in that moment, I knew that this was the fastest, most convenient way to get all the organic nutrition that you need in your body for you to feel good. Fast forward to like 3 years later, okay, I have another baby, I have 3 businesses, and I am not tired. And people are asking me, how do you do this? How are you juggling all of this? How are you making money? How come you're like, you're not tired? Like, what is it? What is it that you're doing? And this is what I've been doing. So every day I consume these products. It takes me 2 minutes every single day. And the process behind the company, everything, the way that the plants are grown, the way that the company works, how eco-friendly and sustainable we are is what like drives me. I wouldn't promote a product that didn't align with my values. And so in that moment, I had started sharing with my friends and my family, and that was great and all. But in February 2020, right before the pandemic hit, I was in Belize and I was there with my son. I was alone there with my son. I went to see my friend Allison, and I'm sitting at the beach and I was drinking my power shake, my green juice. So all of you that know me, you've seen this in my stories. You're like, oh yeah, Kieve loves her green juice, great. And I was there and my son was like playing with the waves, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I don't want to go home tomorrow. It was February 2020. All right. It's winter in Montreal, and I didn't feel like coming home. I wanted to stay at the beach. And in that moment, I'm thinking like, man, I started working for myself years ago so that I was the boss of my life. All right. This is why I'm self-employed, is so I can choose. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I have to get on the plane tomorrow to go back to Montreal, cold winter. All right. City winter, which is no fun, because I have to go make my product. I have to go make my jewelry. I have to go package it. I have to go ship it. I have to market it. I have to go into markets and sell it. All right. And in that moment, I was like, wow, I'm self-employed, but like, I'm not living the dream life that I want. Right. Like, I'm not living what I did this for. And I'm sitting there and I'm drinking my green juice. Alice, can you mute everyone? Everyone except me. And I'm sitting there and I'm drinking my green juice and I'm thinking, wow, wouldn't it be nice to have a company that would make the product for you, manage your inventory, package it for you and ship it for you. And all I had to do was just like sit here in the jungle of Belize on my phone and share it with the world. Wouldn't that be nice? And I'm sitting there and I'm drinking my green juice, and like I literally just like catch a glimpse of me shaking my green juice, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like, the answer is in my hands. This is what I have to do to have the dream life I've been working so hard to get. That I invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to start my own business. And in the end, I'm sitting at the beach and I have to get on a plane tomorrow to get back to like this cold Montreal weather. Okay. And I have the answer in my hands. So that day, a month before the pandemic hit, I made the decision to start this business. And it's at that time that I should have done this launch event, but I didn't. I waited 2.5 years before doing it, and that is now. So thank you so much for coming, because I get to share with you the outcome of that decision. And the outcome of that decision was having this financial freedom, which now I'm going to cry. the first year, this business paid for my products, these amazing products that helped me so much, and that today have helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. All right. And in Allison's organization, thousands and thousands of people. And today I pay my mortgage. I have a baby at home. I don't go to work. All right. If I go to the workshop to make jewelry, it's because I want to. It's because somebody I love asked me to make a custom piece and I want to do it for them. But I don't do it for the money, because I can sit at home with my kids and I can go anywhere with my kids. I can go into nature. I can travel. I can go to California with my kids and the money keeps coming in. I've helped people do that. I've helped people achieve that, have that financial freedom, have that financial stability to do that. And so I have to keep sharing. At this point, I have to keep sharing, because all of us deserve to live the life that we want to live. We deserve to not have to wake up because an alarm is ringing and have to snooze it 10 times. Okay? We deserve to live the life where we make our choices of where we want to go and what we want to be. And that if I want to sit on that beach an extra week or an extra hour, I get to do that. I get to do that. It's great to be self-employed, but being self-employed, there's a lot of risks that come with it. All right. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with it. I know it. I've done it. I've been there. I'm still, but this business allows me the complete freedom to be with my kids, the complete freedom to travel, the complete freedom of paying my mortgage. And if I want to stay home for a year, I can stay home for a year. I don't have a boss telling me that I'm going to get laid off because of COVID or whatever reason. All right. That doesn't happen to me. That's not going to happen to me because I make residual income. And I'm here to share this with every single one of you who came to support me today, because there is nothing more rewarding than that, than not worrying about money and to helping somebody else not worry about money. I have mothers on my team who I am so grateful for, because they are the reason I keep doing this. They're the reasons I keep doing this, because I've seen them start making an income where they didn't have to worry and they got to be home with their kids. All right. And so I didn't mean to get emotional, but it's hard to not get emotional with this business when you know what, like when you live it this way. So I said yes to this business 2.5 years ago, and I am so grateful. And we're not just going to talk about the business here. We're going to talk about the superfoods and what they do, because those changed my life, because I'm energized and because I feel good. And so I'd like to have Allison come speak, because I know these superfoods had one of the craziest transformation stories I have ever witnessed. And so Allison, can you come share with everybody here your story?
Wow, Kieve, I know your story and I witnessed it firsthand, but to hear you share that tonight was just so powerful. Thank you for that share. And it's the reason why I do what I do. And so I started as well, like Kieve, someone shared this with me. I was a stay-at-home mom. I was an entrepreneur. I was looking for purpose and an income, but more importantly than an income, I mean, I needed an income, but I needed it to be in alignment with purpose. And I worked in the fashion industry before, and, it just was not in alignment with my purpose anymore. As a mom, I wanted to make the world a better place. And I really wanted to help people. But one thing that got in the way of me being able to help people was schooling. So I struggled a lot with school my whole life. I had learning disabilities. I was put on Ritalin as a kid. I had very low self-esteem. I didn't know how I could help people, but I really wanted to. And I would do things for free, because that's just the kind of person that I am. I want to just help. And so I would just try to help people go plant-based. I would try to help people with meal plans. I would try to help people with writing their grocery list, what to buy, supporting everything. And it was draining me because there wasn't an energy exchange with that. And it was just kind of, I realized that this is not sustainable. Then someone showed me this incredible, like I call it a self-empowered healing toolkit. And she gave me a very powerful message. She said, you can heal yourself. And I had never heard that before. I mean, I knew that deep down, that was the ancestral knowledge, but that was just wisdom that I knew in my heart to be true. But to have her, and this person was coming from a medical background. She actually studied in genetics and was on her way to becoming a surgeon. And she actually went the whole other direction when she had her gut repair transformation and discovered this program. And she became an advocate for gut health and self-empowered healing. And she met me. I, definitely, obviously, like we connected, we connect with when we're ready for the teacher comes, and so she came into my life and shared this with me. And I normally don't order anything online. And I was like Kieve, I was kind of like, I'm not someone who would do powders or do any kind of gimmick fad diet. I'm all about real food. And what I loved about it, like Kieve said, is everything was real food. I read the ingredients and I was like, wow. But more importantly than that is how I felt in my body when I drank this green juice. Within just the first time I drank it, I felt a cellular something activate, like this something really felt it. Like I felt it in my veins. I was like, there's something going on here. I need this green juice in my life. So I bought the ULT. And within 3 days of the ULT, I was on medications for depression, anxiety, insomnia as well, learning my concentration. I was on 5 different medications by the time I was 33 years old. And when I started this, I was on those medications, and within a few days, I can feel the empowerment just start to just come in. And I felt so good. I felt so good for the first time. It was like my skin was glowing. My eyes were bright. I wanted to put myself out into the world. I felt confident. Something really shifted inside of me. And I thought maybe I'm wanting this to work or something. I was like, maybe it's a placebo. I don't know. So I shared it with my husband. My husband did this transformation after me. Actually, at the same time as me, he sort of started doing it with me. And he had, which I witnessed, just this incredible upgrade. He lost his asthma. He was taking an Ventolin every night. He lost his allergies. He was taking Benadryl and all these medications for allergies every day. He just stopped needing them. And like, we were just glowing. I mean, the evidence was, the proof was in the pudding. People were stopping us and saying, you look great. What are you doing? He started to lose his, both of us were losing our IBS. We both struggled with digestive issues, and my eczema went away, which I struggled with forever. So it was a no-brainer for us to partner with this company and start sharing it. Nothing felt more right in my soul. So I just started sharing it, just to have my products paid for. That was originally what I went into it for. And it really quickly became, because every person who I shared this with had an upgrade, and they started sharing it with their friends. And well, actually, one of the so Kieve was one of the first friends that ordered with me, which was incredible because I saw hers. And then Alice, who's here with us tonight, she was another very important person I shared this with. I just knew Alice briefly. We were organizing plant-based retreats in Belize, and we were in touch through Instagram. And I knew she had, there was a very powerful light in Alice that I said, I need Alice to get this into her hands, because I know that she has a power to reach people, because I knew that people need to get it. They need to know they have access to this. And that was my role, but I only had a small following. I had 300. And I thought, well, Alice, she's already a vegan influencer. So I didn't know about her health issues, mind you. So Alice is going to share what happened when I shared this with her. So please unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, ladies, for inviting me on. Oh my goodness, Kieve, your story, even though I know it, like every time I get chills, because I understand exactly what you mean. So hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here as well, supporting beautiful Kieve. So I started this, I was in London when Alison presented this to me, and what Alison didn't know, which was crazy, because I needed this so bad, but I didn't know I needed it, right? So I was going through a really bad divorce. I was in a very abusive marriage. at the time, and I left him and I lost my job. And I had to go and move back in with my mom and dad at 28. And it was it was a low point, I'd say. But on my Instagram, which is where Alison found me, everything was fine because I was a model and an influencer. But this is a really important thing to say. Like, you can't prejudge anyone in this, because I was struggling really, really badly in pretty much every area of my life. And the thing that got affected the most by all this stress was my mental and physical health. And I had been a vegan influencer for many, many years in the UK. I'd go and eat free at all the restaurants, but this was all very highly processed vegan food that I was promoting here. And I was getting very, very sick, glyphosate buildup and all these toxins. So I had at this time extremely severe depression and anxiety where I couldn't leave my house. I was in my bed and I didn't know where to go. And I had such bad leaky gut problems. So leaky gut is where there's holes in my gut lining and all of the nutrition is leaking out into my bloodstream. So I'm poisoning myself. I'm unable to absorb food. I was on medications. Nothing was making it better. And I'd had this problem for 12 years, on and off. It gets a bit better and then it gets worse. So I was in despair. And when Alison brought this to me, she had no idea how much I needed it, which is why now we speak to everyone. It doesn't matter who, because you never know. You can't judge who actually really needs this at the time. And not everyone who you start with is severely ill the way that Alison and I were. But for us, it's a different story. And when Alison started to talk to me, I just burst out crying because I didn't know, but I knew internally that this is exactly what I've been searching for. I can't explain how. But she was like, I just want you to go on this 30 days and I want to support you and love you through this. And I'm here for you. And it was that someone just saw me as well when I was at my lowest. And I got straight on it. I ordered and it was almost instantaneous. Day 3 was the pivotal day for me. I remember I woke up and it was like I'd been teleported into a different space. I felt joy again and just, I wanted to be alive and everything just felt different. And I remember I called Alison and I was crying and I was like, what is this? Like, what's going on? And I couldn't quite believe it. And she went, this is the power of gut healing. Your serotonin is flowing again. And I was like, I literally haven't felt like this since I was a kid. I don't remember feeling this joyous for no reason, especially considering everything that was going on. And instantly I was like, I need to share this. People don't understand the importance of this gut health thing that I just heard about. This is obviously a missing component. And I kept going and I was sharing and going. And day 10, I came off my medications, which was like crazy for me. But at this point, I just accepted that miracles were going to happen in my life. I was open to anything because they were happening to me. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe this is the thing that I've been looking for too, the way that I get to impact people, because it's all very well having a huge social media following if you're not helping people. And I've always wanted to help and serve and be of service. So I just started sharing and it was instantaneous. People were listening. They were watching my story. They were like, you're completely different. Like, what are you doing? And I couldn't stop. Everyone was ordering and we were all doing it together and people were joining. And it just felt like this wave that was unstoppable. And it was just so exciting. And not only did I fix my health problems, and now it's been 2.5 years for me almost instantaneously, but it fixed everything else because I got to leave the UK, which was the most miserable place on earth for me. I moved straight to America in 3 months, and I've been living solely just traveling and doing this business for the last 2.5 years. I live in Mexico now. It's like wild because this is all I ever wanted. And all it takes is sharing a story, sharing your story and being vulnerable and helping other people get access to this food. So it's like this incredible thing where you may think that you're never going to amount to anything the way that I did. And I know Alison felt the same, like, how are we going to make our way and help people? And this is the vehicle, not only for us, but then I helped my dad reverse his type 2 diabetes in 10 days. That was another one for me. I was like, oh my God, I get more time with my dad. Like that was wild. So my dad's in the best health. He's 74. I know I'm going to have a long time with my dad. So this is much more than just us. This is a movement that is going to be earth-shattering, and we've just started. So we're just so honored to have this space to talk about this with you guys, because it's truly our stories that will make the difference here. If we all just jump on this and just flood our bodies with this like liquid love, and just love our bodies, then we are going to inspire the masses. But I want to take it to, you know, a lot of people will be like, well, what is this? Like, what are we talking about here? And I'd love to share my screen and just begin with Alison taking us through the first couple things that we're going to be taking when we start our 30-day transformation.
Okay, well, I have to talk about, super amino 23 is something that, so it's pre-digested, plant-based building blocks of protein. It is the most like this so this is what it does. It builds lean muscle. This is actually what it was designed to do, was for patients who are in comas, who were bedridden, so that their muscle wouldn't waste away. And then when they discovered what it does for healthy people, that it actually helps to enhance your muscle, so just by doing the same amount of exercise, you could be doubling the impact that it's making in a really healthy way. It's just feeding your muscles. It promotes skin elasticity. So this, I couldn't believe the effects of this. I started this when just after I had my 2 kids, and I had gained 60 pounds with both pregnancies, and my skin on my stomach, I'm sure all you mamas out there know about what happens. And it was all like very, very wrinkly, very loose. And within just a few, like, it felt almost instantaneous, but I'm sure, because I have a picture of a before and after, I think it was over a few weeks. It, like, my skin on my stomach and literally everywhere just started to tighten up. So I don't have that loose, saggy skin anymore. When I saw Taz, she shared this with me. Her skin was beautiful. And she was like, it's the aminos. So she calls this Botox in a bottle. This paired with another thing we're going to talk about in a minute, the tart cherry juice actually creates vegan collagen. Okay. And then Biomedic. Biomedic is the most important, I would say, of everything, because it's gut health. This is the gut repair. So this comes with every package, because we're not able to absorb, as Alice was saying, the nutrients if we have leaky gut. So the first thing we have to do in our health journey is to do the gut repair. Most people don't know that everything they're suffering with is because of gut issues. So I had no idea that, I'd heard about the gut-brain connection, but no idea with a really amazing gut repair, the effect that it could have on your mental health. Just serotonin is created in the gut, so you get happy, you feel energetic. It helps for we've seen, things like, I had no idea since my husband did it, but like allergies and asthma are related to the gut. So respiratory issues, inflammation in the body, we see autoimmune diseases and everything under the sun. Every single issue is improved with a gut repair. And for the most part, even sometimes completely goes away. So it's really important. It also detoxes glyphosate, which I didn't know about until I started this, what glyphosate was. If you don't know about glyphosate, look it up. It is the herbicide and pesticide in our food supply, and we don't realize it's actually poisoning us. So this removes glyphosate. In clinical studies to show even that it removes glyphosate, and it is just incredible for basically everyone needs Biomedic. Yes. I'll pass it over to Kieve.
So the Power Shake, which is the first product that was ever introduced to me that I was super resistant to until I read the ingredients. So this is like just having one of these, all right, is the equivalent of having 12 microgreen salads. So it's super easy. You just like scoop, add water, shake and go, and you just drink it right away. As soon as you add water to these plants, this is just plants. So you've got spirulina, amaranth, wheatgrass, oats, you've got, anyways, I forget which ones I'm missing right now, but there's 14 ingredients. And as soon as you add the water, you activate the enzyme. So it's as if you're eating these plants freshly picked. It's as if you just pick them and you're consuming them at the moment where they are most ripe, at the moment where they have the most active nutrients. So the Power Shake, like I said, the equivalent of having 12 microgreen salads, which is insane. And it's just so easy and convenient. It's amazing. And this is what helped me improve my energy. This is how you're getting all your nutrients in, and you're nourishing your body on a cellular level. So what happens actually is that it's so good, and your cells like remember that. They remember that they're being well nourished, and they want it again. All right. Yeah, my kids love it too. My when Jaya was 2.5 years old, he was already drinking this. So I never had to worry about raising a vegetarian child because he was already drinking it, because it's actually a green juice that tastes good. The following is the apothecary, which is made with 100% organic tart cherry juice. This is what helped me sleep. You have a beautiful deep sleep because it helps your circadian rhythm. It reduces inflammation. I've got a friend of mine who had a lot of inflammation in her knees. This helps her so much. And this combined with the super aminos is the Botox recipe. But this is a natural source of melatonin. So instead of giving melatonin to your kids that is synthetic and made in a lab, the apothecary in a bottle is like my favorite.
Thank you, girls. And then finally, but very importantly, we have Super Cleanser, which has been formulated as a gentle colon cleanse. But more importantly, this kills parasites in the body. And not everyone even likes to think that we could have parasites in the body, but it doesn't matter if you have eaten fish, if you've been traveling, if you drink water, even if you eat any kind of food or diet, they're going to be entities inside you, and they can control our mood and our cravings, which is crazy. This is new information when we started the company. But what Super Cleanser does is it very gently and naturally kills the adults, and then you have a little break and for the eggs to hatch, and then it gently kills out all of the babies too. So it kills the whole line, because another thing that happens is there's so much malnourishment now. We're overfed and undernourished, and whatever food that we eat, the parasites actually get to eat the nutrition before it goes into our body. And then when they defecate, it goes into our bloodstream. So there's just toxins everywhere. So it's super important that when we're cleaning out the body, this isn't a huge part of it, is making sure that we kill any parasites that are left within our body. It makes a huge difference. And there are so many scheduling options for this. That's the amazing thing about this cleanse, is it's literally for everyone. Even if you are on, the standard American diet, you have health problems, or you're already like tip of the top health, like you're a health coach, it doesn't matter, because there's a schedule to support everyone. We have, the 30-day just standard. Add this into what you're already doing. Have 2 meals a day as the superfoods, and have one other meal, whatever you want. Eat as much high water fruit as you want. Just fill your body with organic food. We say it's just like a processed foods vacation. But even if you can't do that, putting this into your body, you're going to see a whole world of difference. And then we have the other scheduling options, accelerated, which is my personal favorite, which is where you have like a gentle 10-day ease in, a really intense 10-day where we kill out the parasites and we're more restrictive on what we eat so that they can't breed. And then a 10-day ease out. Or if you love intermittent fasting, we have a lot of people that do, you can eat all of this within a window, a time frame every day. So speak to whoever brought you on the call, because they're going to help you figure out which schedule will be best for you. But this is for everyone, and this isn't deprivation. This is actually addition. You're just adding in what your body needs. So this is really the least scary thing in the world. I was a bit like overwhelmed, but it's so easy. And there are 3 kits when you start. There's the ultimate lifestyle transformation that we outlined here, the absolute holy grail of health that has changed our lives. But now we have the ultimate lifestyle transformation plus immune. With everything going on in the world, Dave was like, we need something to help boost immunity. We need something for prevention. We need something to fortify. Zinc, vitamin A, C, D, and E, all from nature. Everything that we need to sustain a healthy terrain for immunity in the gut. So you can get that. It's a non-negotiable for all of us. But then if you're athletic, if you want to work out heavy, if you want to continue to be building the body, we have the brand new Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Plus Performance, which, by the way, in half an hour, Dave Sandoval, the formulator, is going to be covering in a call if you want to learn more from the man himself. But this is what I recommend to all my, the athletes that we work with, the gym owners, the bodybuilders. And this is what I have, because I like to work out and heal my gut at the same time. There's just simply nothing like this for recovery, for muscle building, just for pre-workout. Oh my goodness, they can't beat this. We're all a little bit obsessed. But again, get that with Kieve or whoever brought you on the call, because we can talk to you in more detail about these incredible elements. But there is literally something for everyone in this space. And now I'd love to hand this back over to Kieve.
Why is the account being deleted? It was being deleted, but now you can have it.
Thank you so much.
You texted me in like more than 24 hours.
Can we mute?
Non-extended.
Thank you. And so that's our presentation for today. I'm so, so, so happy that you were all able to come here today. We could go on forever. I know that between Alice and I, we could literally share about this forever and ever and ever, because the superfoods are amazing. It goes beyond just the ULT. It becomes a lifestyle. It's something that I use all these products every single day for the past 3 years, and it's just, you just feel good. You just feel so good. And I think everybody deserves to feel this good in their bodies and in their lives. And so thank you so much for taking the time to come. Thank you, Allison and Alice, for coming to share your stories. Allison has been a friend of mine for 17 years. Alice is a new friend of the past 2 years that I'm so grateful for. And so this just comes to show that within, you know, this business and these superfoods, there's a beautiful community of people as well. And you know, if any of this resonates with you, please, please, please reach out to me or reach out to anybody else who has invited you here, because we're on a mission. We're on a mission to help as many people as we can, and we know we found the way. You know, we know we found the vehicle to do that. So thank you so much. I'm going to end the recording now and leave space for questions if anybody has any. But again, thank you so much for coming here today.